Hey there, VC. How's it going? Logan coming to you from Nerdy Vinyl. Today, as you can tell by the title, I'm doing a vinyl tag video for a tag that was from 2021. Obviously, I didn't have a channel in 2021, and so I missed it. But when I found it, I started watching. I should have wrote it down because the name. Another fat bearded man talking about music, I think, is the full title. I can't, we know what I'm talking about, but it's heady.
It's not heady, it's headly.
Okay, had to make the joke. I watched a bunch of videos of this vinyl tag and nobody made that joke. Come on, we're better than that. No, but I was excited when I saw it because one of the things I started watching his videos is because I noticed a lot of the titles kept popping up, in my recommended, things you might like, and there's a lot of country stuff, and probably my top genre of music that I like and that I listen to is country, and the subgenres of country, folk, bluegrass, things like that. So I saw the video and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do that vinyl tag for the 2021 country music vinyl tag from Headley over at Another Fat Bearded Man Talking About Music. So, there was one prompt that I changed, or one topic, which we were given free reign to do in the directions for this. We were allowed to change things and just have fun with it. So that was the number 4, the international country record from an album from anywhere other than America. Didn't have anything. Well, I did, but I wanted to. I'll explain it. But anyways, I switched that to a greatest hits compilation, a country greatest hits compilation, instead of an international. So there's that. Excuse me, grab a drink here. Okay, so we're just gonna get right into this. This is probably gonna take a while, so it's gonna be a long one. Strap in. We're already 5 minutes in, so let's just keep going. All right, number 1, oldest country record you own, date of release or recording. I had a tie for this, so I'm just gonna show both of them. And they are More Gunfighter Ballads and Trail Songs by Marty Robbins. Sorry, the lighting in here this room is a lighting nightmare, but very nice. So there's that. And the other one was 16 Tons by Tennessee Ernie Ford. The reason I chose to show both of these is because I love both of these albums. And they're both from 1960. So that makes these two the oldest albums, country albums that I have. Okay. Newest country record in your collection. This is new. I just picked this up today. You'll probably see it again in this week's Dollar Finds video, but I just got this today. It is Charlie Rich, Behind Closed Doors. Still got the award winner, Best Album of the Year, Male Vocalist of the Year, Best Single of the Year. It's got that hype sticker right there. I'll probably keep that because it's still on the shrink. I'll probably keep that on there. That's pretty cool. But this is Behind Closed Doors. This is a really good album. And surprisingly, I see it all the time. It's in like every record bin or every dollar bin I look through. And I've never bought it. And then today I was like, you know what? I took out my phone. I just listened to Spotify, and I was like, all right, behind closed doors. And I was singing along to it. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna get that. So newest country album is this one. A record I own from a country music label. So one that I have that was just an easy pick for this one. It's just one I've been wanting to show off because it's a very cool record. Is Jerry Lee Lewis. This is the collector's edition special gold vinyl. This is Sun Records hits, but it's on this very cool gold. They say it's gold vinyl, but it's like I guess it is, but it's translucent. But this is also pretty old. This is, well, not that old. This is from 78. But yeah, this was very cool. I picked this up a couple weeks ago. It's in very, very good shape, and I was just listening to it for the first time. I finally got around to listening to it today, and it sounds awesome. Okay, so this is number 4, an international country record. I changed it to a greatest hits album just because I wanted to show this artist, and of these categories that I could show this artist in, there were other things I wanted to show instead, but I really wanted to give this guy some video time. And this is one of my favorite country greatest hits. And this is Johnny Horton's greatest hits. This has North to Alaska, Johnny Reb, I'm Ready If You're Willing, When It's Springtime in Alaska, Battle for New Orleans, All for Love of a Girl, Sink to Bismarck, John Bridger, and Johnny Freedom. All really, really good songs. This is an album that I can definitely. I'm never not in a mood where I would want to listen to Johnny Horton. Just great stuff. Let me put these in. Okay, cool. Okay, this one was a bluegrass, string band, or old-timey record that I own. So coincidentally, I don't own any bluegrass. I don't string band. I'm sure I have some. An old time, I don't know. But the only thing I can think of to show for this that I felt kind of fit the bill for this was Sons of the Pioneers, Cool Water. This was a thrift store find quite a few months ago, and I just can't. This is a band that I love. These guys are great. Just old cowboy songs. They've got that high yodel kind of sound to them. Just love Sons of the Pioneers. Okay, number 6. This one might need some explanation. A record from the artist you have the largest collection of. So, now this is country. This artist, a lot of people may not associate him with country music. But if you Google it, it says right there, genre music, country. This is an artist that I love. If you watch any of my other videos, you know I'm a huge lifelong fan of this person. His early albums definitely have that more traditional country vibe and sound. As he kind of created and found his own sound, it changed a little bit, but the country overtones have always remained. And that is, of course, Mr. Jimmy Buffett. The album I chose is this. White sport coat and a pink crustacean. I chose this album for a couple of reasons. One, if I'm not mistaken, and I should know this, I should have looked it up before I made the video. But I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this was his first album. I'm pretty sure. It was first or second album. But this was the first Jimmy Buffett album I owned on vinyl. Not that I owned, but the first one I owned on vinyl. And of his albums, this is one of my favorite covers of his albums. This one is not a gatefold. But one thing I do like about his albums is the ones that are gatefolds, the gatefolds are just beautiful on all of them. That's it. So, this is one of my favorite albums by Jimmy Buffett. And this one here really, really has that country vibe that he kind of had and then kind of went away from. Some would argue it's more folk, but, you know, the man set out to be a country artist. So, there you go. Next. Number 7. A live country album that I own. Okay. I have Merle Haggard's The Fight Inside of Me. This is with Bonnie Owens and The Strangers. The Strangers being his band, if you're not familiar. This has a program of Haggard hits and exciting new songs recorded live. It's very weird that they put live in quotations, like, it's live. Like, is it not? Was it not? I don't know. But at his famous concert in Philadelphia, the Cradle of American Liberty. This is really cool. There's the one song on side A that's called Philadelphia Lawyer. It's a Woody Guthrie song. And Bonnie Owens sings that. And I gotta be honest, this is probably my least favorite song on this album. But there's a melody on side 2 where he does Devil Woman by Marty Robbins, I'm Moving On by Hank Snow, Folsom Prison Blues, Cash, Jackson, we know Johnny Cash and June Carter, Orange Blossom Special, and Love's Gonna Live Here, which is Buck Owens. And he imitates all of them. Like, he does impressions of all of them. So it's pretty good. But then he ends it with Okie from Muskogee and Fight Inside of Me. And this, I just acquired this last night. And I've already listened to it twice. It's really good. Merle Haggard has always been one of my top favorite old school country artists. His voice is one of those voices that to me just screams country, but he's got that Bakersfield country, because he's from Bakersfield. And surprisingly, this is the first album of his I own, which is really weird to me, being that he is one of my top favorites, and for a long time I would say he was my favorite. So that's kind of weird. Okay, I'm gonna try to get through some of these quick without taking more time. This is going a lot slower than I thought it would. Okay, box set or collection. And I have here the Garth Brooks Legacy, which contains No Fences, The Chase, In Pieces, Fresh Horses, and Triple Live, live at the Ryman, I believe. I just acquired this literally today. I've been hunting for it for a while. Well, not for a while, but I started seeing it recently at different stores, and the prices I was seeing were all over the place. I picked this up today. It was wrapped when I got it. It was brand new, and it was listed at $27. And I'd seen it I'd seen it in stores as high as 70 or $80 at some places for this version, not for the foily whatever one, the limited edition one. They did have that one there as well, but I didn't think it was worth the $40. I figured this is all. I just wanted this. I'm gonna do a separate video about this just because I have a kind of a love-hate relationship with Garth Brooks. And so I'll go into that in another video. One thing I will say that was very cool, and I'll probably touch on this later too. One thing I didn't know, because I didn't really research this, I just knew it was a box set that had probably his best albums, and then Triple Live, which I never heard. I did have the Double Live for a lot of years on CD, the Central Park concert they did for HBO that was then an album. I had that for a long time. So it would have been cool to get that on vinyl, that Double Live, but I didn't realize that this came with CD versions of all these albums, which I have the Chase and In Pieces on CD, but now I've got No Fences and Fresh Horses again. So, very, very cool. Glad to have this. But like I said, I'll do another video about that specifically because I have some gripes. Country Duet. I talked about these guys a lot. Mo Bandy and Joe Stampley. Just good old boys holding the bag. I'm not going to talk too much about these guys because I've talked about them to death in other album or videos. But this album, it has probably my favorite song. Well, not probably my favorite song that the two of these guys did, and that is "Tell Old I Ain't Here, He Better Get On Home," which is a song about a dude who spends all of his time in bars and honky tonks, and it's about his wife calling all the bars to track him down, and she goes, he goes, "Tell her I ain't here. If it's for me, tell her I ain't here." And so he goes, she said, and the chorus goes, "And she said, tell her I ain't here, he better get on home." So it's a great, great song, and my favorite song of them. And so this was one that I picked. I didn't want to show the same artists more than once if I could help it. So I do have other Duet albums that I thought about showing. I just didn't because of that reason. And I love this album. So there you go. Country record you would recommend to someone new to country. This I went with probably the newest country album I own as far as release, but it's a phenomenal album. And so I figure if I was going to say, hey, if you want to listen to some country, you want to figure out some country, listen to this. And I think it would be a nice way to ease them into the genre because the man's voice is very classic rock, very classic country, and which is like that country that just kind of gets into your heart and your soul and just you feel it. But that is Traveler by Chris Stapleton. I don't think I need to talk too much more about this. Just the fact that anybody that's listening to this knows what I mean. This is just if you had somebody that said they didn't like country or they never listened to country, this I think would be a good one to give them to say, you know what, give this a listen, and then from here you could take them if they liked this. You could take them into any genre of country. With this, especially if it was somebody that was like, I don't like old country. I get that a lot. People are like, I only like new country, and they listen to that. They're like, what do you listen to? I like Florida Georgia Line and Sam Hunt and what's the other one? Something Dan and Shay or whatever the hell their names are. Whatever that. Okay, don't get me started on that shit. That dumpster fire they call modern country. But people that say they only like that shit and they don't like old country, if they were to listen to this and they were like this, you could easily get them into old country and it would be a pretty easy transition. So there you go. Okay, favorite country album cover. Charlie Daniel Band, Fire on the Mountain. This album cover it's just pretty. Like, I showed this in my dollar finds video. I found this for $1, and it is pristine. No fading, no tears, no rips, nothing. Beautiful photos on the inside. But this right here, to me, this is just, it's just beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful cover. So, I'm going to go into that. Like I said, I just talked about this in my dollar finds video last week, so I'm not going to discuss much more about that. A country 7-inch or 10-inch that I own. I only own one. And it is, I found it at a thrift mall for like, I think I paid $3 for this. But it's Wayland Jennings. And it is the single for it's Amanda on, I don't know if that's the A side or the B side. I don't know if they have an A side or B side. B. Oh yeah, A side is Amanda, and B side is the reason I bought it, is Lonesome, Ornery, and Mean. Probably one of my favorite Wayland songs of all time, next to Ladies Love Outlaws. Where are we? Oh, a record released by a small private or independent label. This one is really cool. Now, it's probably somebody that you've never heard of. So there. No. This is Melissa Carper, Daddy's Country Gold. She is a phenomenal artist who sounds, her style is very, very, very old school. Old, like, reminiscent of like Patsy Cline and old Loretta Lynn, stuff like that. She plays the stand-up bass, and it's a very, I might include, oh, it's on the inside of the jacket. I was like, there's something in there. I might include a clip real quick. But if you look at my channel, my last video before this one is a live performance that she did last night at one of the record stores here in Omaha called Vinyl Cup, and it's just very good stuff. Now this is, as you can see, it's limited edition. It's 500 copy press. So the store that in Omaha, Vinyl Cup Records, they pressed this limited edition. They're the ones that did it. It's on this beautiful blood orange vinyl. So it's only, this is, I got number 67 of 500, so there'll only ever be 500 copies of this. But the reason I picked this for this category is because she is she does it herself. She's not on a label. She's not with a record company. She's independent. So whenever she releases an album, it's all her. So I highly recommend you checking her out. She's on Spotify. Highly recommend checking this out. And I think you can buy her stuff on her website. So check her out. Melissa Carper, Daddy's Country Gold. Very, very, very good stuff. I've listened to that album, not the vinyl, because I've listened to this vinyl once, but I've listened to this album and her other stuff. Probably, I had it on repeat the other day, like nonstop, all day long. Just, it's that good. I'm telling you. Okay, what do we got next? Okay, next we have a country music grail you're happy to have found. Now, I don't know what people's definition of grail is. I've spoken on that before. My definition of a grail is something that I've either looked for a long time and never found, or something that I really, really, really want, But this one was a grail for me. I'm going to do a separate video on this album as well, about when I found it. But this one was almost went for favorite album cover, but it didn't. This was a grail find for me that I found last week, and it was one that I don't even look for anymore because I never see it. And I've asked at shops before, and they're like, "No, we never get that in. I don't hardly ever see it." So it might not be that rare for some of you. Some of you might see this album everywhere you go. I've never seen it in person. But anyways, that is Willie Nelson's Redheaded Stranger. This is an original press. That was another thing I always said if I ever found it, I would probably buy it just to have it. But I did want a limited, or not limited, I did want I was going to show the back, that's why I took it out. There you go. I did want an original pressing of this, and so I just lucked out that the first time I found a copy of it, it happened to be an original press. So that is very cool. Come on, get in there. There you go. Cool. But yeah, I like I said, I'm gonna do a video about this because this is a very, very special album to me. I'm gonna do a video explaining why that is. Okay, an alt country or country rock record you own. I had to Google this one and the next one. I had to Google to get lists of bands to show because I didn't know what qualified as country rock or alt country. So this one fit the bill. I've showed it recently as well, but I'm gonna show it again. Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. This is Dirt, Silver, and Gold. If I had another album of theirs, I would show that, but this is the only one I have as of right now. But this is great album. Great covers on this. I just love this album. That's all there is to it. I'm gonna try. This is a really long video, so please stay with me. We only have a couple more. And then this one was a country record from a subgenre you own. So I picked 3 for this one because I figured I would show some of my 3 favorite subgenres of country, being folk, rockabilly, and the third one I'll explain in a second. So these guys I was going to do for the international, but like I said, it's the only album I have that's international, but at the same time, it's folk. It's not country, like true country. So I didn't think like it worked, whatever. But so for folk, I went with Irish folk, which according to Google is a country subgenre. So we're going to go with that. This is the Dubliners Collection. This was a great find. I found this at Half Off Books, or whatever it's called, and I think I got this for $4 or $5 for a 3 album set. And this bad boy is gonna get played a lot here in the next week or two. Once we get closer to St. Patty's, that's when I'm gonna break this out. But great stuff, Dubliners. When I want Irish music, I always go with these guys or the Irish Rovers or the Blarney Lads. And if I want something a little bit louder, a little bit faster, I kick it over to some Dropkick and some Floggy Molly. So, but for subgenre, folk, Dubliners. The other one, Rockabilly. I think I showed this one. I got it a few weeks ago, but Stray Cats, Built for Speed. Rockabilly is very, very obviously country adjacent. And these guys did it. These get some of the best rockabilly, I think, right here. This album specifically. Their other albums, I'm not a fan. as much. I think their other albums have like 1 or 2 songs each that are worth a damn, but this album is just all good. Okay, and my third subgenre, which I guess could be, but it's like Tejano, which is, oh, don't show it, you can't see it. Tejano country, which is Texas, very Hispanic, very Mexican influenced country. There's usually a lot of Mexican, a lot of Spanish singing, a lot of lyrics, and it's got a very distinct sound on the guitar, and usually there's accordions and just whatever. But no man did it better than Freddie Fender. Before the Next Teardrop Falls, probably one of his most famous albums. Everything on this is great. He also, if I had Texas Tornadoes, I would have shown that. But that was a band that he started with Flaco and Douglas, the Sir Douglas Quintet. I can't think of his name. Douglas. I can't think of the guy's last name. But they started a band called Texas Tornadoes, which was a huge band huge influence on me when I was young. My parents had that on CD, and they about wore it out, if that was a thing. But, okay, last one. Let's get this done. A favorite country repress that I own. And this is an artist that it was like, I can't believe there's none of this guy on there. Why not? I heard you got against it. Nothing. Just, I could have done this for live, but I figured a bunch of people were going to do it. I could have done it for artists I own a lot of. A lot of people did that. So I just figured for a repress, I'll use it for him for that. So it's Johnny Cash, Folsom Prison. This is a 2010 repress. So this is an album that, another one of those albums that everybody wants. And so to get an original pressing in good shape, I wasn't going to take the time to track it. I just wanted to have it. So I was happy with a repress. So there you go. Johnny Cash. He made the tag. But there you go. Okay, so that's my vinyl tag video for the 2021 country vinyl music tag, but done in 2022. Problem, hopefully. But that's it, guys. That's the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you stuck around. Hell, even if you just fast forward through it and you watch all that stuff, now you're not even listening to me ramble anymore. That's cool too. But appreciate if you give it a like, thumbs up, subscribe, bell notification, whatever. You know the drill. Have a good one, guys. We'll see you next time. Later.